Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Diane Deziel and today we're going to do the bodice part of the men's shirt pattern. Now that we have all the measurement we need, we're ready to start the plan. But before to start, I want to tell you that if you did not take your measurement and you want mine, I'm going to make them available on my site toolfully.com in the free PDF section. So let's start with the longest measurement, the first one we took, that is my center back. I got a 75.2 centimeter and I'm going to place it on the edge of my paper. Now I'm going to turn my meter around and put my measurement from the bottom 0 point. I'm going to start with my 5 centimeter that I got for the back tail. Then the waist level, 28.6. Then I have my bust level, 48 centimeter. And I do have my yoke level at 65.6. When all your references are there, square from center back on all these points. We have two more measurements that we took, then we have to report on the plan. One is for the shoulder level, and I measured it from the yoke line, 4 centimeter, and you also square a line. The last one is also from the yoke line. It's to find out the level of your neck and shoulder point. Mine was 10.4 from the yoke line. And I'm also going to square a line from center back. Now that we have our square line everywhere, we're going to put the horizontal measurement that we found, but we measured the shirt side to side and we're doing only half a back pattern. So you're going to divide all your measurement by 2 and write down the name of the level that you're doing in the same time. I could now do all my reference point to get my side seam. Could start connecting the dots, and I'm going to start at the bottom with a little 90 degree for about 2 centimeter. Then using your French curve, you're going to connect the bottom to the waist with a very soft curve. To connect with the underarm point, just place your ruler at the underarm and move your ruler until maybe 5 millimeters from the final point and trace 3/4 of your line. Then use your French curve to complete your line. Now we're ready to trace the armhole. You're going to trace it from the shoulder point, touching the yoke point, and continue until the underarm point. You might see a little angle here that we're going to eliminate by doing a little modification to the shoulder. So you're going to go up 1.5, square up, and redo this top part of the armhole. Now we could trace the shoulder from the shoulder and armhole point to the neck point. We're now ready to curve the neckline, so just a little curve. Make sure that you keep at least 3 centimeters square from center back. Then you go right at the bottom and we complete the tail of the shirt. Keep a 90 degree, maybe for 1 centimeter from the side seam, and just do S shape until you connect to the other level. We could add the seam allowance and the hem. So my hem is going to be 1.5 centimeter. Since we're going to do a flat fill seam assembling, I want you to add a bigger seam allowance on your side seam, 1.5 centimeter here, and 1 cm on the armhole, 1 cm at the shoulder, 1 cm at the neckline. You could cut it all around. Now that your back is completed, put 2 more pieces of paper under and retrace your back. We'll use most of the construction to do the front. Make sure you keep enough room in the center because we have a placket to do. I'm going to pin my back to the 2 new papers, and with the tracing wheel, I'll trace all around the inside line. Make sure you indicate your waist level and also the center front. Then you could remove the pin and remove the back. And it's time to retrace the line. And remember, you have 2 layers of paper, so I'm going to pin them back together. Now to do the front modification in this area, we're going to need to retrace 2 square lines, one at the shoulder point and one at the neck point. Now it's time to take your front paper and report the measurement that we found. I'm going to start with my center front measurement. I got from the bottom. Then I'm going to take the measurement I found across the front neck and shoulder point, and I'm going to put it on that square line. My measurement was a tiny little bit narrower in the front than in the back, and it's okay like that. The next thing I'm going to do before tracing the shoulder is to put back my shoulder and armhole point to the original position. I raised it for the back 1.5. I'm going to bring it down 1.5 for my front, and I'm going to trace another little line parallel to my shoulder line just for a little while. To trace my front shoulder, I need to first take the measurement of my back shoulder. Here I have about 17 centimeters, and you're going to report that measurement from the new neck point for the front and touching the drop 1.5 line. My 17 touch right there. It's a little bit inside and it's normal like that. You're going to trace your front armhole all the way to the underarm point. After the armhole, we do the neck. I suggest you do a little 90-degree line. Keep it 90 degree for about 5 millimeters and connect with the new neck point. Take your back pattern piece, fold the seam allowance of the shoulder and put it next to your front shoulder. You could retrace a little bit the armhole and the neckline. The idea is to look at your curve and see if they're nice and continuous. If not, you could always go a little deeper if you have to in the front. And same thing for the neck. Mine looks pretty good, but sometimes you have to go a little deeper to make a nice continuous line. To complete the front, I'm just going to double check across the front. Take your measurement, divide it by 2, and double check at the first third of the armhole. If it's pretty much the same, you could do your last measurement that we took. It's the width of the yoke in the front. For me, it was 4 centimeters parallel to the shoulder line. Now that the front is finished, we're going to put the seam allowance, starting with the hem at the bottom, 1.5 centimeter, the rest of the seam allowance 1 centimeter, and do not cut the front piece. Now it's time to do the placket, and you will notice one side has a normal placket and the overlap is pretty much the diameter of the button. Then the second side, the placket is a little wider. It's like a little decoration. So now we separate the pattern and we're going to write down which side is going to be the right and which side is going to be the left side. And you're going to put a right side up on your pattern. This is the big placket and this will be the small one. So before to do the placket, I'm going to trace my center front. Then we'll be adding the overlap of 1 centimeter. The next measurement is for the inside part that has to be twice your overlap, 2 centimeter. So I have my overlap, my facing area, and inside the inside, to make it stronger, I will do what I call the interfacing. So a third layer, a little narrower than your facing area. I'll do it 1.8. Cut on the last one you did. Then you're going to do the folding the same way it will be done with your fabric. So the first line, then the second line. Now while it's fold, you're going to continue your 90-degree line at the neck and cut the excess. Still, when it's fold, you're going to do your notch at the center front. So if we look at it from the side now, you could see the 3 layers of fabric and the center front notch aligned. At the bottom, we already cut on a straight line, so there should not be no excess. You're going to unfold your pattern and notch this time at the fold line. So 2 notches at the bottom, and you should have 3 on top. So now we do the placket on the left side, so the one that goes on top for guys. We're going to start just like the other one by adding the overlap of 1 centimeter. Then the top placket will be wider, like I said, and we measure a placket of 3 centimeter. But this time we need to put the smaller measurement first. So if the placket is 3 centimeter, do that smaller area 2.7. Now we put the real placket and we want it to be 3 cm, so I'm adding an extra 3 centimeter. And finally, we need the inside part again, so another 2.7 centimeter. Now, just like we did for the other one, you're going to cut on that last line. You're going to fold the 3 line that you trace. Now that your 3 creases are done on the same side, you're going to reverse the first one from the center front. Now you could do the real folding the same way you fold and the same way you fold. So here's your placket on the top, and if you look inside, since my paper is 2 color, you could even see the little difference in the width of the placket. Now just like we did for the other one, you're going to elongate your center front square and remove the excess. This time you cannot see your center front, but you should know that it's right in the middle of that placket, so at 1.5 centimeter. And do your notch. At the bottom, same thing that we did for the other one. You're going to unfold and do this time 3 notch because you need them at all the fold lines. Now your bodice pattern is complete back and front. I'm going to ask you to do your notches in the armhole for the sleeve, and you're going to find it at the 1/3 from the bottom. So divide the armhole by 3. Get your notch, first one, second one, a centimeter higher, and for the front, just divide your line by 3, and this is your notch. When your notch are done, I want you to measure your armhole and write down the measurement in 2 steps. From underarm to the notch, write down your measurement. Continue all the way up, write down the measurement. Do the same thing with your back. So that's it for today. Make sure you watch my next video. I'll show you how to do the matching sleeve and how to do some simple adjustment for the neck, the waist, and the hip. Thank you for watching, and I see you next time.